Hello, welcome back to Amy's Bookshelf. Today is the first vlog day of Library Love Readathon. So that's technically a lie because I'm filming this on Saturday, but I plan on reading as soon as midnight hits and I don't want to be filming my intro at that point. But I did want to tell you what I plan for Sunday because my plan is really big for Sunday. So I was looking over all the library books I have out and all of my reading, and I was writing down all the pages for all of it. And I'll show you a picture of that later, but it's like 5,000 pages for 2 weeks. And I started to be like, panic, because 5,000 pages, 14 days. And I'm like, what am I doing to myself? I'm going nuts. And you might be watching this being like, what in the world is this woman doing? You're right. So my Sunday is my day off. I work Monday through Friday. And on top of that, I have another readathon, which I am co-hosting, which is the Little House Readathon from Monday through Thursday, the 7th to the 10th. And so I have very dedicated three books that I need to read during that time period. And only one of them is a library book. So I was like, I need to figure my life out. So I wrote down a very dedicated list and I'm getting to the point. Don't worry, I'm getting to the point. I have decided that I'm going to put my buzzword books, which I still haven't read, at the very beginning for Sunday. And I'm going to be trying my best to read 6 books tomorrow. 6. So I'm going to show you them. This is my library reading plan for Sunday. I know. Before you click away, it should work. I hope. One of them I have is an audiobook. I found as an audiobook, which is Story of My Life by Helen Keller. This one will actually go for my book about language and my book that is food or water themed for the prompts. This one is about obviously Helen Keller and it's her biography. The reason why it's food or water themed is because Helen Keller learned the word water for her first word into sign language. So that's what I'm going with. But also because she speaks sign language, it's a book about language. That's what I'm going with. So I found an audiobook of this and I could listen to that on Sunday. If I listen to it further into the week, I'm okay with that, but I'm going to try to do it on Sunday. It's not a big book. I mean, yes, it's physically 300 and something pages, but the audiobook is 4 hours. So I think it's an abridged audiobook, but I don't care. I have 5,000 word pages to read. We're going with it. I'll put these books up here. I also have Hooked on You by Kathleen Fuller. I don't know much about this, but it's a really fast romance. I at least read the first book that I read in the series, which is book 2, really, really fast. And all I know is that she comes back from the big city to help her grandma with a knit shop, and I think he runs the hardware store, and they fall in love. So this is my second buzzword book with you, the other one being the word my. Then I have 3 graphic novels. This is why I think I can do it. So I have The Big Lie, which is a Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys novel, graphic novel. And I don't know much, but I think it's a graphic novel. It should be fast. I also have Sleepy Hollow, which doesn't have great ratings, but that's okay. It's a graphic novel. It should be fast. And then I also have Game of Thrones, which is volume 1 of the first bunch, I guess. And it should be fast. I don't want to go too far in because I think that there might be naked bodies. So yeah, should be fast. That's my hope for this. And then I also have Never Let Me Go by Kazu Ishiguro, which is my library book, or it is a library book, it's an ebook, and I have to read it for my book club in June. So I'm going to read it a few months in advance. So that's my 5th book for this readathon, buzzword at least, and I'm going to try to be like, these are my Sunday reads, and I think I can do it. So I have like 3 normal book sizes, and if I do nothing else but read, maybe I'm totally nuts. And if I just push these over into Monday and whatever else, that's okay too. You'll be along for the ride with me to see how I do tomorrow. But I'm going to try to finish these graphic novels at least, finish my buzzwords, which I'm hoping I can finish at least one of them, and then maybe 2 or 3, or 3 being all, and we'll see how it goes. So hopefully you'll stick around and see how crazy I am, and if I can actually read all 6 of these books in one day. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So good morning. It is Sunday morning. I put on my cardigan because I was very cold. Sorry about this. I haven't talked yet. But I have a killer migraine today, so I will not be going to church. I couldn't even probably walk through the doors and see the lights, to be honest. That's how bad it is. But I was struggling to fall asleep last night, so instead of reading my ebook of Never Let Me Go, I put on the audiobook of The Story of My Life by Helen Keller. And that was really, really great. I loved it. 5 stars. It was fantastic and fascinating. I found the audiobook with LibriVox, but I did have the library book out, so I counted that. The book is just her autobiography of what I think when she lived to like 23 years old or 25 years old or something like that, of how she grew up and how she went to college. It's just fascinating, and it's short. So the physical book, it said, was 1/3 of it. The first part was her story. The second part was her letters. And the third part was someone else's summary or thoughts. So it really was her biography that I listened to in completion. So I'm very happy with that. And I don't know, it was good. I'm really happy, and I can't complete my thoughts right now, but I just, I really enjoyed listening to it, and I couldn't put it down. I really need to stop listening to good audiobooks when I'm going to sleep, because I tried to fall asleep during that, and it didn't work. So, yeah, not a great thing. Eventually I put on curling from the Olympics, and I fell asleep to that because the commentary isn't great, like, for holding attention, in my opinion. I love watching it, but not listening to the commentary. It's fine either way. So I eventually did that, and I was fine. But now I'm going to go out on the couch and hopefully watch or / listen, actually only listen to the sermon from this morning. And then I will be trying to read the graphic novels. Really be just spending the day in the dark if I can, and maybe curling back up in bed. I'm not sure exactly what I'll be doing, but I am not going to be doing much. Even if I hadn't been planning on reading, that's all I probably would have been doing anyways, because physically there's nothing that can be done. My body is not coping with me today. So there's that, and I will be checking in later after I finish a graphic novel or two. Hi again. So I have finished all the graphic novels. I just powered through them all. It is now 12:20, and this is why I thought I could read 6 books in one day. I did finish the audiobook, like I said, and I didn't grab it, but from the pile of books, I have a big pile. I'll show you my TBR for the rest of the week after I finish this TBR for today, because that's my main goal. So I finished these 3. I'll talk about my feelings for them. So Sleepy Hollow was the first one I read. This one is by, it just has their last names on the cover, so I'll try and get their first names. Let's see. So it was written by Marguerite Bennett, George Callow, and then lots of other people. So there's that. So I read this one. I have never read or watched anything Sleepy Hollow related, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. I know kind of the folklore, that the myth or whatever that goes on, but I didn't know much else. And so this one I didn't really enjoy. I gave it a 3-star. It wasn't a bad story. It's just not my kind of paranormal story like that. I'm not a big paranormal fan. So this one was okay. It had a very interesting storyline if you like that kind of thing, but mostly I just don't like that kind of thing. So I'm giving it a pass. But it is something that I don't know. It's just not for me. Let's just call it that. I also then read, the next one was Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, and this is called The Big Lie. This one is where Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys team up because the Hardy Boys have been accused of killing their father, and Nancy Drew wants to help them find the real killer. It was a bit long, but I actually really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the mystery. I'll probably give this one a 4-star. I haven't logged my ratings yet. And this one was a really interesting mystery element, and I enjoyed the more adult kind of Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys mix. I mean, they were maybe late teens in this one, but it definitely was not like the middle grade mysteries that you would read typically. I also really enjoyed how this one followed a lot more of internal crime, or beneath the normal view of crime in Bayview area. So I really enjoyed this one. And I know that this one is a series, so I might pick up more in this graphic novel series because it did seem like a series I was enjoying. The last one that I read was the Game of Thrones one, and this one was adapted by Daniel Abram and art by Tommy Patterson. So this one is, I'm going to show you the first page because I know that one's okay. I did read it and I was kept hoping beyond hope that this one would have poison mentioned. It did not. So this is the first page, so you can kind of get a look at the art style. It was good, but at the same time, I don't think Game of Thrones is for me. I tried watching the first episode and it didn't hook me, and then I've read the first chapter or two in the main book series, didn't hook me, and then I read this one and as I enjoyed reading it, but at the same time I was like, I'm not hooked, so I'm not going to continue reading this series. This one I felt like did a good job. It just does explain that George R.R. Martin says that this is adapted from his books, not the show, so you're needing to know that going in. But this is only volume 1 of the first book, so there's many more volumes in book 1, so this is not the complete book itself. But I am not wanting to go on anymore, so I'm going to just pass this up. And if you are wanting to read this, you do need to know that this does have quite graphic scenes of violence and also nudity, as per the Game of Thrones series. So that's what I've read so far, on top of The Story of My Life. So the only 2 books I have left from what I mentioned yesterday are Never Let Me Go, which is like 288 pages according to Goodreads, and that should be easy to get through with my, I still have my really bad migraine, but the thing about my migraine is that I can just lie down in a semi-dark room and just power through these books because my brain doesn't want to do anything else, literally, and it still really hurts. So I have been listening to the Olympics, which is really easy to do when it's like speed skating and I'm not really paying attention. It's mindless stuff that goes on in my head. That's a little bit of a thing in case you want to know about my migraines. Sorry. But yeah, so I've been doing that while reading the graphic novels, and that helps me be focused dually, which helps me pay attention to the books more. I don't know. So you need to read Never Let Me Go, and I have 7 days left on my ebook, or 6 days left, but I will be trying to accomplish that this afternoon, and I should be very easily doing that because I have lots of hours left in my day. I also have left Hooked on You, and this one I think should take me like 2 hours max, unless I really cannot focus, and this one's by Kathleen Fuller. This one is about Riley, who moves from New York City to a small town to help her grandmother with her knit shop or her crafting shop. I'm not really sure if it's exactly knitting or not, but either way, it's a crafting shop. And she dreams of the big life, but she is meeting all these people. She gets to build quite a community, but she also meets the owner of the hardware store, and his name is, let me see, one second. Hayden. So she meets Hayden, who's the owner of the hardware store, and obviously this is a romance. I read book 2 in January, loved it, and I really want to read book 1, so I got it in my library. So there's that. And this one will fulfill the prompt of 2 people on the cover, maybe? I can't remember exactly. I do still need to take a picture of my bullet journal spreads to show you all of the work I put into figuring out this month's prompts. So there's that. And since tomorrow is the start of Little House Readathon, if I can finish these 2 books and maybe more, I would not be mad at myself because I would love to get a lot of stuff done before Little House Readathon. And this readathon vlog, at least this one, I'm going to be doing 2 vlogs. So this one will go until Saturday, and then I will be putting it out on Sunday, I really hope. And then I will be doing another weekly vlog after that. So you will be able to see in this vlog, Library Love and Little House. And if I can get to my Blackathon books in this vlog, that'd be awesome. But I'm also going to be just really trying to get through my Little House books because that's literally from the 7th to the 10th, and then we'll see what else I can fit in. You'll be here for the ride with me. I hope this isn't too long of a vlog, and I've already been chatting, but anyways, I want to let you know what I read so far this morning. I'm going to go back to my semi-dark area, put more Olympics on, read Hooked on You or Never Let Me Go, and we'll see how far I get. So as you just saw, I marked off Never Let Me Go. This is how I've done my bullet journal for the month. I'm very low key this month. I have decided just to only do my TBR, which is very intense. So I needed all the help I could get. So this is where I put my TBR clue. I have my prompts here. I have read Anne, and that's my only book right now for this, which is still really great. I've read Anne of Avonlea. These are the 3 books I need to read for Little House, and I have made a lot of progress in Pioneer Girl, which is currently under a pile of books. But I have about 70 pages left of that, so I'll be plugging through that tomorrow. Hopefully I'll finish that Monday night. Then my Blackathon books, which I am not prioritizing right now because I do really want to get through my Little House books first, but those are definitely a high priority for myself. So these are the challenges I have myself. So this is the read your bookshelf prompt. So a love in the title book, which this is an arc I need to read for May. This is the buzzword book that I had picked, but I've read now 2 of them. And then for the hardcover, this is the book cover book club, which is hosted by the Lit Review from Caitlin E. And I know that there's no heart on the cover of my book, but I have it right here. This is technically the heart of Fire, the diamond name, so I'm going to count it, even though it's not technically in the heart shape. So I'm sorry, I couldn't fit another book on this DBR. If I find something else, I will. But either way, that's my Christie for the Christie 2022 project and there. And then this is all my book club books and buddy reads. So Good Girl, Bad Blood, Murphy's Law, which I will be reading sometime this week or next. Spanish Promise, which I will be starting on the 12th. Night Circus, which I need to try. Vanity Fair, which I have not made any progress in yet this month, but that is a high priority. And then these are all the Library Love prompts. All the ones that are crossed through have been completed, which is awesome. There is some double up, but at the same time, I've tried my best to cover them with as many books as possible. And these are all books I have out currently. However, these books can also be switched out if I don't have the time. So we'll see how far I get. And then these are the books that I have out for my library currently, and the ones that are crossed off are the ones I have read. And this is the total amount of pages for my library TBR. So that is significantly down. I think it's down to 3,800 if I finish Hooked on You today, which is really great. So yeah, that is how my crazy TBR is. I know I'm a little nuts. But then I had decided, I was like, I need to prioritize myself. This list, I need to figure this out because I was feeling a little overwhelmed. So here I have finished Anne yesterday or on the weekend. I actually finished it at like 2 minutes to midnight. And then I went through a good chunk of Pioneer Girl, so I feel ready to finish it during the readathon. And I did not get to Vanity Fair, but that's okay. So these are the 5 books that I have finished so far on the 6th, which is really great. And I only have to finish Hooked on You. The one I crossed off was Murphy's Law because it's not a buzzword book, but if I have time today, I will get to it. And then these are my Little House books, and The Sign of Death will be my book to read on my ebook. So that will be my ebook reading for the week, as I don't want to read my buddy read, which is Good Girl, Bad Blood, because I will want to fly through it. And basically, I left this one open for after the 10th because I want to see how far I can get for the 6th and up through the 10th, and then I will fill in all the leftover books I have here. So that's my bullet journal for this readathon. I am very minimalist, but at the same time, I am very happy with what I have going on. Also, you might notice up here, I have the A, E, and P with the specific colored dots, and all of these books have a dot beside them or more. Each dot signifies what kind of format I have it in, so I am very visual like this. Sometimes I'm not, but this time I was like, I need to know how many ebooks, how many audiobooks, how many physical books, what are my limitations. So each pink dot, like this one, is a audiobook, so I only have Mr. Monday as an audio, and then some books I only have as physical, so the blue dots, so like this one I only have as an audiobook. But Tarzan, which I managed to get a library book an ebook from the library, is an ebook. And so I have a physical book and an ebook. So those are the dots I have there. So green is ebook, blue is physical, and pink is audio. That's kind of how I've worked it out. And I am very happy with all of that. And I cannot remember why I did orange dots, but I'm sure I'll figure that out later. I have no clue why I did that. But yes, that is my bullet journal run through. So it is now 9:10 and I have finished my 6th book for Sunday, which when I first said this yesterday, I was laughing at the ridiculousness of my plans, but apparently I didn't. My migraine is better, by the way, now. Apparently lying down all day really helped, which I'm glad because tomorrow is a work day. But anyways, so I, first of all, finished Never Let Me Go, which I really enjoyed. The twist that I knew going in, so I had been spoiled for the big reveal, which happens about 30% of the way in. So I can't really say too much, but I really enjoyed this one. It follows a bunch of children who are basically at a boarding school, and the school isn't quite right. I don't really want to say too much more. When you're reading it, the language is obviously not right, and I really, really enjoyed it. And overall, I thought it was a very interesting story, and I can't wait to talk about it with my book club in June. So I know that's several months away, but it'll be very interesting to discuss. But I did finish it, so that one was completed. And then I also read Hooked on You by Kathleen Fuller. This one also gets a 4-star. I thoroughly loved this. I flew through it. It is about Riley, who comes back from her New York artistic dreams to help her grandmother with her yarn shop. And she meets, I just read this book. And she meets Hayden, who is working at his family's hardware store. When they knew each other in high school, they both liked each other, but they didn't know each other. So it was that kind of admire from afar kind of thing. But now as adults, they are working in very close proximity to each other. And Mimi, who is Riley's grandmother, likes to play matchmaker. That's all I really want to say. Really enjoyed this one. So both of the books so far in this trilogy, if it is a trilogy, has both gotten 4 stars from me. And book 3 comes out in August, which I will be getting from my library as well. So I'm very happy about this one. And I didn't show this one earlier, but Helen Keller, The Story of My Life, which I did read and listen to on audio and thoroughly enjoyed from LibriVox. It was a very great narration, and I didn't read the letters or anything. I still might, but I don't know. We'll see. So this is a very big, that fell down and knocked the tripod. Sorry. This one fell down. This one has like supplementary accounts and stuff. So it's a really big thing, but the story of her life was only about 4 hours, which was about 2.5 on audio. And in this book, it is about 100, it's 111 pages in the book. So that's about it. So yeah, really enjoyable. And I highly recommend checking this one out for disability rep, and also learning about how blindness and deaf was also treated back in 1900, because this book was published in 1902 or 1903, I believe. So very interesting. Okay, so we're going to start a shelf of books I've finished this week, because I think they'll be really interesting. So there's that. And then the graphic novels, which are here. So we're going to have to find a space for them. Nope, you can't see them back there, so they'll go here. Okay, so those are going to be my finished books. Now I'm going to show you what other things I have reading plans-wise. And I know we're very far into the video or the vlog, considering it's only Sunday night, but I read a lot of books. I'm sorry. So tomorrow is the start of Little House-a-thon, or Little House Readathon. And I took off my cover for this book, but it is Pioneer Girl. It is very big, so it's just easier to read without it. And I only have this much left. Part of that is biography or bibliography with footnotes and all of that. So I think all I have left to read is this much. But it is a really big book because it has, for example, maps, pictures, footnotes, and you cannot read it without having a big copy book in front of you. So that is my big project for after work essentially, because I'm not bringing that to and from work with me. Not happening. But I'm very excited to finish it off. It was very interesting when I was reading it. The other thing for the Little House Readathon is the group book, which I will be planning on finishing tomorrow on my lunch break. I really hope. These two are not library books, by the way, but on the way home. So this will also be making a featured appearance. So that will be great. It's really short, 95 pages or so. I should fly through this in a half hour. This is a nonfiction as well about Laura Ingalls Wilder, her diary, traveling from South Dakota to Missouri, where they ended up. So it's very short, and I'm excited to pick this up. Next, though, is my library book for this readathon, which is The World of Laura Ingalls Wilder. And this one is big. It's 400 pages, but I'm hoping that it will be good considering that like a lot of this stuff is like that. And it's about the different landscapes, and there's a lot of big pages like this. So we'll see. But this is going to be my library book that I'll also be checking out. And another priority that I have is this one. I'll be buddy reading this one, and I don't have my ebook yet, which is driving me crazy, but I picked up a physical copy. I bought one. I was like, I'm going to want to own it anyways. So this is Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. So when I get my ebook, that will be counting for the Library Love Readathon, but until then, I'll be reading it physically with Danny from Spinelli Speaks. So this is where we're going to be reading for the first section tomorrow. 7 chapters, which is about 75 pages for tomorrow. And it's going to be great. I already know it. So there's that. For the rest of my physical reads, this is it for the Library Love Readathon, which is kind of crazy considering this is only 5 books and I've already read 6 today, which I know are graphic novels and they're not very big comparatively. But I also have like a 300-page book on top of this pile of full novels. So I feel like I can do this. Also, I have Tarzan, which I own. This is 2 books in one, so it's actually about half this length, but so like half that. But I have an ebook of this, so I have several ebooks as well. So we're gonna do a pile of books I haven't read yet, and a pile of books I have read over there, and we'll see how this goes. I'm curious to see how it works. So my priority for the next few days is Little House. And then after we come on and we'll see when I finish my Little House books, how many of those I can fly through. Anyways, this has been a really long wrap up for Sunday. Thank you so much for sticking with me through Sunday. And then tomorrow is the start of Little House. With a bag of popcorn and David Sushay as Poirot. I'm set for the night. Hello all, it is after midnight on Monday, so it's just like it's Tuesday basically, and I want to just check in. I'm trying to be quiet because I live in an apartment building. Don't want to be too loud, I want to be respectful, but I finished a lot of books today, so I really want to talk about that. Really quick check-in. Anyways, I read all of On the Way Home by Laura Ingalls Wilder. It's about 101 pages, this edition. Which is really great, and it's actually really cool because I took off the dust jacket so I wouldn't like break that while I was going to work, and I realized it's the exact same cover, which is really neat. So yeah, this is what I read. I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed the diary entries, and I also actually enjoyed Rose's settings and her perspective as they were traveling all together. So I enjoyed her little footnotes thread and her beginning section and her end section of this. So I typically don't enjoy Rose Wilder's stuff because of what she was like as a person from reading biographies and things. But I enjoyed her little snippets in this. So highly enjoyed this, and 4 stars. And I will be talking about this at our live show with Lizzie, or Elizabeth from Lizzie P. Loves Books. And so you can check that out. It's already been up, so you could go check it out after the fact on Elizabeth's channel. I also tonight watched Murder on the Orient Express with David Sushay. I feel like I've watched this version before, but then I didn't remember parts of it, so I can't remember. Either way, I enjoyed it. I didn't love some parts of it, which was interesting, but I enjoyed most of it, so that was good. I also read all of this book. This was my last book that I read of the Laura Ingalls Wilder books. I'm propping you up now because I don't have my tripod here right now. Sorry if it's a little shaky. Anyways, this is by Marta McDowell, and I really enjoy her biographies. even though I'm not so much of a plant person, and I think she's a really big plant person, I read her other garden book about Emily Dickinson, and I enjoyed it. So this one is very much about that, the different plants that she comes in contact with, and the different lands that they talk about, the different kind of crops they grow. Really enjoyable, and lots of maps. Really, really enjoyable, and I really recommend this one. 4 stars. And if you're at all interested in like plants and biographies, highly check out, I highly recommend checking out Marta McDowell. I need to go to bed. I'm not done though. I ended up finishing this mammoth of a beast, which is Pioneer Girl. It's 400 pages, which feels like 800. Here's the cover. It's a coffee table book, but it's 400 pages and it's huge. It's mammoth. I actually took some pictures of it, so I'll put some here. Either way, it's really big. Anyways, it was really good. I gave it 4 stars as well. So all of these books from Laura Ingalls Wilder, Readathon, is getting 4 stars. I'm really happy with them all. So this one I gave 4 stars because of the quality. I really enjoyed the annotations. It took a while to read, but I really enjoyed reading all of the little footnotes and even the things where it's like, we can't find this person in a census. I really enjoyed knowing that every single person was researched. And then also the pictures and the maps and the things like, this is what the town would have looked like in 1890 or something like that. Very interesting, really enjoyed. This is a really great book if you're wanting to learn a lot of the true facts about those days, especially the annotated version. And I highly recommend it as well. So that was good. And I also really recommend reading this one after you read Pioneer Girl, and actually on the way home, because she does reference in this one Pioneer Girl and On the Way Home, which I found interesting because I read it last and I was like, I'm really glad I read this after the other two. It's just a funny note. So I finished my 3 Little House books on day 1, and I finished my show or my movie, and then I was like, what am I supposed to read for the rest of the week? Well, obviously library books, but I do need to return this one on Wednesday night when I'll be running by the library, so I'm going to be reading Murphy's Law next. I'll be bringing this to work with me tomorrow. I'm also going to my Bible study tomorrow night, so I will be bringing this with me while I'm waiting for it. It's really short, 220 pages, so I should be able to fly through it. It's very tiny, as you can see, and I'm very excited. I don't know much about this. I just know it's really good, and it's a mystery about traveling across the ocean and trying to, Molly Murphy's trying to not be the suspect or clear her name or whatever. That's all I know. And then the other book I am reading is this one, which I dropped the ball today because I was like, let me finish all the Little House books. Either way, I need to pick up this and read my section for my buddy read with Danny. I haven't started this yet, but once I start, I won't want to stop. Just have a gut feeling. And then I have been reading A Sign of Death by Cali Hutton, I believe is her name. I am reading this on ebook, and it's the 2nd book in the Victorian Book Club mystery series. It's a really fun one, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm 22% of the way in of my ebook, and oh, it's really fun. I love how their characters are interacting. I'm drawing a blank now because I'm tired, but I feel like Amy is her name, and how like she's an author, but she is only publishing books under a pseudonym, and in the 2nd book some things are going on. It's very fun with her publishing, shall we say. But yes, really enjoying this one so far, and some new characters are coming in, which I'm really enjoying. And then I do plan on starting tomorrow an audiobook which is called Mr. Monday by Garth Nix, and this is part of my TBR Clue books, which is recommended to me. It's an 8-hour audiobook, but I should be able to hopefully fly through it. It looks like it's middle grade or YA. It's categorized as both on Goodreads, so it's not adult, and it's like a fantasy book kind of thing. It's said for fans of Percy Jackson kind of idea, so it's kind of in that realm. That's the recommendation I'm going off of from my friends, but also that's what the reviews are kind of stating. So I'm going to go with that audiobook, seeing as I finished everything else. And literally at the beginning of the readathon for Little Bit Library Love and my little house stuff and all that, I had 5,000 pages. I'm down to now 3,100 pages left with 12 days to go. I'm feeling proud. And on top of that, I had worked a full work day, like a full 8-hour shift and everything else. Yeah, it was good. I also worked out and all that. So, I mean, kind of crazy. It is midnight. I should go to bed because I do have a full work day tomorrow, but just wanted to check in. I did read a lot of books and I will be reading some more tomorrow. So, it's been a day or two. It's Wednesday now. I went to the book club meeting tonight, which I took a little bit of footage of me walking in. I didn't want to film book club meeting because that would be a little awkward, I feel like, for the people there. So I did that. Well, I did book club meeting, not filming. Sorry. For reading wise, I have not been reading library books. I feel not guilty because one of the books is actually an arc that I am reviewing for May, which is called Starry-Eyed Love, and it's by Helen Hunting, I believe. And I'm really enjoying it, actually. I'm on about 40% now, and it's really good. I was kind of hesitant walking in because I wasn't sure what this author would be like. I've never read from Helen Hunting before. And it's a romance about basically these three sisters. This is the second book in a trilogy. And so London is the main character of this book. But these three sisters are at a bar and this guy wants to buy their drinks because he's fascinated by London. He's been staring at them for a while, or at her for a while. And London is just out of a relationship. So she lies to him about being in a relationship when he asks for her, like, to take her out essentially. And then 3 months later, she realizes that he is now like a really big CEO of a company that they want to work with, as the three sisters are hotel owners, or one hotel owner. I'm sorry. So it's an interesting book, and I was like kind of worried about it being like too steamy, which it hasn't gotten there. And I'm really happy with how it's been developed plot-wise and the character development, because that can tend to be a little lackluster in romances sometimes, and it's not in this one. I'm really happy with it, and I just want to keep reading it, so that's not a bad deal at all. This is also my book for the Read Your Bookshelf Challenge, because the word love has to be in the title, so I am reading that one for the word love in the title, and then I am not reading for anything else. That's it. Just love in the title. But I am really enjoying it. So that's what I've been reading ebook wise. I have not touched Study in Murder, which is okay. I have for a while, or not Study in Murder, Sign of Murder. I need to go upstairs and go to bed. I'm in the parkade right now. Anyways, so there's that. And then I have not been listening to an audiobook because I just kind of wanted to not, but I will be listening to an audiobook soon. And then reading wise, I have been reading Murphy's Law, but mostly I have been reading my buddy Read. I'm sorry. There's stuff here, which is this one, Good Girl, Bad Blood. I actually started it. I'm that way in now, where the upper bookmark is. They're the same spot. So I got 75 pages in, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I need to read more for tonight. I just haven't picked it up because it's been really busy in my life. For some reason, it's been hectic, but that's okay. I am kind of excited after tomorrow when I kind of have a low-key, that's not even true. Saturday, my life gets a bit more low-key, which I'm okay with. I'm really happy about. But I'll be fine. So, yeah, busy me this week, but reading's going okay. I'm enjoying what I'm reading, even if I'm not reading a lot right now, and I'm sure this weekend it'll pick back up. Again, I will not be updating you unless I have read something, because it'll be a really long vlog otherwise. Good morning. It is Friday. Last night we live streamed for the Little House readathon. It was a lot of fun. We talked about Little House and the books and all that. I'll link the live stream below if you want to talk or watch it, I should say. It was great and I really enjoyed it. After the live stream, I curled up and read a bunch of Good Girl Bad Blood. My e-hold finally came in, so it's technically a library copy I'm reading now. And I managed to read up into the end of chapter 21, so 54% of the way through, or 52%. I'm really loving it, and I can't wait to go and finish it off like Daddy already has. I've been so busy with work and like my life this week that I haven't had time, and I am really sad about that. So my plan is today to finish that. I also picked up my copy of Hurricane Heroes in Texas, and I thought it was an audiobook, so I was like gonna listen to it as I was falling asleep because it's really short. And then I realized I had a physical, like an e-copy, not a physical copy, but an ebook. So I was like, oh, it's 100 pages of ebook on my phone, so I'll just read that. So I did, and that was great. And I'm giving it 4 stars. It's about the 900, like in the year 900 floods, or not floods, hurricane's in the title. It's with a hurricane that happened in Texas at that time, and I really enjoyed it, and I felt like it was really well done. I, like every other book in the series, thoroughly enjoyed it. And book 31 I have on hold now at the library, so I'll be reading that one next. And that one's Warriors in Winter, I think that's what Roman soldiers or something. I don't know, from the cover. That's all I'm going off of. Either way, I'm excited. Then I have been listening to Mr. Monday. I'm only 6% of the way in. Am I 6%? I'm really slow in, but I'm enjoying it so far. It's about this prophecy, or not about prophecy, but this will that's been broken up into 7 parts. And this inspector, I think he was an inspector, who went to go and make sure that everything was okay with it. And it got loose, the first piece. And it went lost, and he now knows it. He was very mysterious. I'm really enjoying it. I've never heard of this series before, so I'm kind of intrigued about it now. And because I'm listening to it, I can't really remember the names of the people, but I'm going to try paying close attention. Then chapter 1, which I'm currently in, it's about this boy who has asthma, and he's at a new school, and he's required to run with everyone else. And he basically passes out, and he almost like, he can't breathe. He completely passes out, and some kids find him and help him with his puffer. So they are going to get him help. And suddenly someone appears to him in a very strange wheelchair. And that's where I had to leave off before I came out to my chiropractor appointment, where I'm outside of right now after the fact. So really enjoying it so far. It's got me intrigued, and I am really liking how it's going. And all of the books in the series, from what I can tell, are a day of the week. So Mr. Monday, something Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever else. So 7 books in the series. I might just continue on the series. So thank you, Katie, for giving me a book series to read. But I don't know if I need another series in my life. But either way, I'm excited to continue on this book and keep listening. And it is a really good audiobook so far. So there's that. Either way, I now have about a half hour before I start work. So I'm probably going to just hang out, maybe read. I'm not going to go anywhere too far, too crazy. It's very short to work, but I'll figure something out. I don't really want to go home because I'm all ready for the day now. So we'll see what I do. Hello. I don't know if this is great lighting or not. I feel like it's not. Anyways, we're going to go with it. I forgot to vlog earlier, but it is now like 6:15 Friday night. I was very busy today with work. Work is kind of nuts, but that's okay. It's the weekend now. I'm very happy about that. But either way, I finished Good Girl Bad Blood, gave it 5 stars. It gave me that high that I look for at the end of a book, which was awesome. And I thoroughly loved reading it. It was such a adrenaline book. I really love that. And I'm excited to continue on the series. I bought the whole series now. I've purchased all 3 books, which I'm very glad that I bought book 3 already. So I'm can move right on. Hopefully in March, Daddy and I were talking about maybe buddy reading that. So yeah, I'm very excited to finish off that series. Anyways, very glad to finish that one. And then I made progress in Sign of Death, I believe, by Cali Hutton. I am on like 38% now in that one. I had to wait to continue on in Good Girl, Bad Blood. So I picked up my other library ebook, which happened to be Sign of Death. So I am not finished, I'm working on that one. So there's that. But yeah, nothing else that I've been reading today. Haven't had a chance to listen to my audiobook, but I am having a good evening tonight. We're doing a Galentine dinner with some friends, and then this weekend it seems to be kind of busy, but hopefully a lot of nice relaxing time. And then next week I have to do a lot of work, like a lot of planning for work this weekend as well, so I'm hoping I can squeeze that in nicely. So it's not a squeeze, but it's a filling job, you know what I mean? Anyways, wanted to say that I finished Good Girl, Bad Blood. Great rating, and I'm happy to continue on, and I got a decent way into Sign of Death, and yeah, reading's going well so far. Hello everyone. So it is now Saturday afternoon. I spent the morning honestly sleeping because my migraine was through the roof. Sometimes it just happens, and honestly I think Saturdays is the day my brain knows we can just relax and not have a bad problem about it. So that's what happens. But also this evening, I should say, I am going out for dinner with my sister and my brother-in-law at my aunt's. So life doesn't slow down. But I also was editing my video this afternoon, and then I realized my video is 45 minutes. So thank you for sticking with me. But I also received a package this week. I'm trying to cut it right now. I received my box from Bookishly. So here it is. I figured I don't have time to post my individual unboxing of it with this vlog going up, along with my Agatha Christie review going up, which I'm hoping to film tomorrow. I was going to film it today, but I can't put the words together coherently. So I'm hoping to film that tomorrow. Either way, I just don't think I will have time to make an individual review of this unboxing. So I'm going to put this unboxing on here. Unboxing. Words are still hard. I'm sorry. You're getting me at my worst. I don't mean to. I'm going to open it. So this one is the Great Gatsby related one, and I think it's really funny for Valentine's Day because it's not a great love story. Much as people might disagree with me on that. Anyways, let's get into it. So in the box we have the information card, which I'll put aside until later in case I need it. The author card, what F. Scott Fitzgerald, and Great Gatsby is a fun book for me because as much as I don't love his other books, I really do love The Great Gatsby as a book. So it's his only novel I like, or maybe novella, because all of his books are short. Anyways, here's a mug with a quote on it. It's a very long quote, but this gorgeous picture of the West Egg 1922. Very fun, and I love the colors. This is, I think, the color scheme of the box. So yeah, very interesting. And it looks like it's the opening quote brought by Nick Calloway, or Carraway? Yeah, Carraway is his last name. All right, next thing in here, I'll put the bookmark. So there's that one. And it says, so we beat on boats against the current, board back ceaselessly into the past. Yeah, I love the quotes in this book, honestly. There's so many. And I love the bookmarks from Bookishly. So then we have, looks like postcards, or just plain cards and envelopes. So there's those. They have quotes on the front. So there's that. And I'm just gonna put them up here. Very interesting. We have the extra book, which is Little Penguin Black Book Classic by Edith Wharton. I think I own another Edith Wharton book, but a full novel. So this will be interesting. It's called The Reckoning. I have never heard of this, but it looks like it was, let me figure out when it was published. It doesn't say, but it has Mrs. Manstry's View and The Reckoning. So there's that one. We'll go up on the shelf with everything else. Let me put it up here. Okay, And then we have The Great Gatsby with this gorgeous cover and the gorgeous back as well. I do really love the colors that they chose. And this is a small book. Like I said, it's very small. This version that they have, because they always have the exact same edition, which is the Wordsworth Classic. But they have their own cover on it. And this Wordsworth Classic is 120 pages, or 122 with the little footnotes at the end. So very small book, but very loved in my opinion. I love this one, even though I don't love any of the other Fitzgerald books. So there's that. We have three things left in this box. I'm trying to go through quickly because I know how long this vlog is, and it's long. Here's the print, or the frame, and it is coming off slowly but surely. Here we go. Life starts all over again when it gets crisp in the fall. Yep, that's about right. So there we are. Now the T is F. Scott Fitzgerald. Oh, the puns that they always have make me laugh every time. So this one is an herbal tea with lemongrass and lemon and apple and cinnamon. I will be happy to drink this one. That'll be great. I'll put that one by the mug. Why not? Or maybe in the mug. There we go. And then this is the print. So it says, in his blue gardens, men and girls came and went like moths among the whispering and the champagne and the stars. So very nice. One thing I noticed about all this is none of them have a green light, which I find really interesting. And I actually like that it doesn't have a green light. Let me see where the book is. Yeah, so it says that this, like, the themes are society and class, love, wealth, memory, and the past, and the American dream, which is all true. But there's always a green light on everything about these books, and there's no green light on any of these things, which I really actually enjoy that they didn't just go straight to the green light, and they chose a different color scheme and something else to represent the Great Gatsby. So highly enjoy that different look on things. So that is the Bookishly unboxing. I will have a picture up on my Instagram of all these things if you would like to take a look at what they have in the box, so you can have a better, closer look. So over the course of this vlog, I did read and talk about 12 books. And over the course of editing this, I realized that I kind of misrepresented one of them. So we'll just quickly go over what I read and not talk about in depth because I've already talked about them somewhat. So the first book that I did read was Helen Keller's Biography, which is the story of my life. And I realized while editing that I kind of misrepresented it. Helen Keller did not die at the age of 25, but she wrote this biography at the age of 25 or around there because she writes about her growing up and her college years. But she did not stop there. So this book was published, or her autobiography was published around 1902, I believe. So she was quite young when it was published, but she continued to live on, even though I sounded in my clips like that's not the case. So please don't read into that. I was mistakenly saying things, or maybe not mistakenly saying things, but it sounded wrong. I also read the 3 graphic novels, which was the Nancy Drew one, Sleepy Hollow, and Game of Thrones. I also read Hooked on You by Kathleen Fuller, and I also read Never Let Me Go by Kazu Ishiguro. So those are my 6 books that I read at the very beginning of this vlog, which was a very long time ago. I also read my 3 Little House books, which were Pioneer Girl and On the Way Home by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And I also read The World of Laura Ingalls Wilder by Marta McDowell. So 3 Little House nonfiction books, which I thoroughly enjoyed all of them and gave them all 4 stars. Then I have read Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, gave it 5 stars. I also read Hurricane Heroes in Texas by Mary Pope Osborne and gave that one 4 stars. And then my last one was Starry-Eyed Love by Helena Hutton, and that one I also gave 4 stars too. And that one was an ARC, which I have written my review up, and I will be talking more about it. Actually, I don't think I'll be doing a mid-month wrap-up, but I will tell you my complete thoughts now because I didn't really wrap that one up. This one I really enjoyed. It did follow London as she is representing her family's hotel, where she is a lot more of like the front of the business side of things and talking to sponsorships and corporations with deals like that. Meanwhile, she was approached in a bar, like I talked about earlier, with by a man who wanted to buy their drinks because he was quite interested in her, and she turned him down. 3 months after the fact, she finds out that he is a big CEO of a company who wants to work with their hotel, and it's a little awkward. The book kind of goes off from there, where she and Jackson have to work together to do some business deals or to work together to put together a charity event, and they get to know each other a bit more considering their awkward beginning of meeting. I really enjoyed how the book progressed, the plot and the character development, and I overall enjoyed everything about it. I didn't give it a full 5 stars because when it did have the steamy bits, which weren't overall too many, but there were enough for people who would enjoy that, I was able to skip it, and I could never give a book 5 stars unless I read everything on the page, but I did overall really enjoy it and highly recommend. So that's one arc that I did read, and I would recommend reading it. So that's one book that I did not really review completely. So there's that. And then Good Girl, Bad Blood was about Pippa, who, after they've done to book 1, trying to solve a cold case, she has started a podcast about that experience. And then she's been asked to look into a missing persons case, which is a brother of one of her classmates and friend. And things go very sketchy and interesting. And I don't want to go too much into it, but it was really high action, very fast paced, loved every second of it. Amazing YA mystery series, and I am so happy to read on and keep going. And I kind of just want to read everything Holly Jackson writes because she keeps me guessing every second of every page of the book, and that is a real treat. I love that of that series. So there's that. Can't think of anything else for any of the other books that I have read. I read in the course of this vlog this many pages that I have on the screen, and I was very excited about all of that. I'm about 40% of the way through The Sign of Death, and that's about the only accurate page book I'm currently reading, aside from 6% through Mr. Monday. And aside from that, I am just going to chill today because my migraine's bad and I have to go somewhere in a couple hours. And after re-editing this clip, of course, so you can see it tomorrow on Sunday, and I'll be vlogging next week as well. I'm not doing a mid-month wrap-up because this is basically my mid-month wrap-up. If you have made it to the end of this video, I would love it if you would leave a little boat emoji or something related to the water, because we did open up The Great Gatsby and there was that amazing boat quote. Otherwise, please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you are new here, and I will have another vlog next week about the Library Love Readathon and Blackathon books, and I'm excited to jump into those, but I'll have more time and less evening commitments next week. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.